What's up, everybody? It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and for this video, it's a little bit different. I'm talking about the most unique or the weirdest markets to bet on in baseball. So basically, all I did was I looked at the sports books, the number of bets, not in terms of dollars, just total number of bets they receive in each market in baseball, and I just went to the bottom of the list. I looked at the bets that were, or the markets that were the least amount bet on, found the ones that were the most unique that still provide some value and how we can take advantage of those markets. So it'll be interesting, it'll be fun. But before I get started, one thing I do want to note is just if you look at the description of the video, you'll see a bunch of links next to a sports book and then one at the very top, the partner program. Talking about the sports books first, basically all those are is a bunch of, if you sign up using those links, you could get the sign up bonus and take advantage of those promo codes using those links specifically. So if you do sign up, if there's a sports book that is available in your state that you're not signed up with, definitely sign up using that link, using those links if there's more than one. And then you can use the OddsJam page to convert those free bets or site credit, whatever you have, into real cash. So take advantage of that. I also want to note the partner program. This is a feature that OddsJam offers for free. If you sign up using that link, the way it works is you sign up using that link and you refer your friends to OddsJam. Every payment they make to OddsJam, you get paid for. So that's why we call it the easiest side hustle ever, because you don't really need to do anything. You just need to have an account using that link and then just blast your code to all your friends. Help them cash, hopefully the way you've been cashing using OddsJam. Of course, if you haven't, I would recommend at least signing up and making an account. You get sent 3 free bets a day. So once you see those bets start cashing, you'll want to sign up, and then you can do that. Sign up for a 7-day free trial. Invest in your betting education. Keep watching the YouTube videos that we have on this channel. Then you'll start cashing and you'll want to refer your friends. But in general, that is how the partner program works. So regarding game props, the ones we can rule out right off the bat, obviously money line, very popular. Total runs, very popular. Run line, very popular. And then total runs in the first inning. So yes, no run first inning, no run first inning, yes run first inning. Those are all really popular towards the top regarding game props. Specifically, I'll do player props next. But one game prop that is surprisingly not bet on a lot that I personally have found a ton of value, not just with baseball, but across all sports, is team total. So I love betting on the team total. I found a ton of value with it. And because team total is a less bet market, it means that not every sports book is going to have the correct pricing for it. So this is where you can take advantage of pricing discrepancies. For example, if you look at this specific game between the Rockies and the Dodgers, so Rockies under 4.5 team total, priced at -125 DraftKings, -122 FanDuel. The OddsJam perfect line, the sharpest line in the world, has it at -114. BetRivers and Unibet use the same odds provider, so they're always going to have equal odds, right? Both 112, both 105, both 115, both plus 100. So really, what it comes down to is 3 of the books have it at, 2 have it at -120, 1 has it at -114, and we're getting it all the way at -105. So already we've established a market inefficiency. And it makes sense because, like I said, every single sports book is going to have, or every odds provider, I should say, is going to have a different way of pricing things. And not every odds provider is going to get everything exactly right. So if you can identify markets such as team total that aren't as heavily bet on, there you can find some discrepancies. And team total is just an example of that. So another example of a unique, weird market that's not bet on a lot is any type of inning prop aside from the first inning. That's not obviously the full game. So we have first 3 innings, first 7 innings, first half, which just equals first 5. Those markets aren't as bet on, so the markets themselves aren't as tight. The logic there being bookmakers put a ton of effort into getting the first run markets right and also the full game, but not as much emphasis in the middle ones. So if you find a team that has really good starting pitching but struggles with the bullpen, maybe back them in the first 3 innings or the first half. Start fading them after the 7th inning, so when the bullpen gets in. The opposite is true for a team that has a really good bullpen but might have a bad starting pitcher that day. So much of the value on betting on baseball is just really with the starting pitching, because that changes so much day to day, right? Like if you're playing the Phillies, you go against Nola one day, you're not going to have a good time. Next day, you go against one of their terrible starting pitchers, and you're going to have a good time. So it changes so much day to day. And because of all these markets, it's just impossible for the books to get all of them correctly. So when you're looking to handicap and find profitable bets, obviously look at the main ones first, but then look at first 3 innings, look at first 7, look at first 5. You're going to be able to find some market inefficiencies there because those aren't as heavily bet. So that's pretty much it for game props, right? It's team total, and it's any inning that's not the first or that's not the full game. Regarding player props, there's a ton of different options, so there are even more to talk through. I will say that the most popular player props are going to be player home runs, which makes sense. Home runs are the most sexy. It's the most fun if you hit one. There's also a lot of promos regarding home runs, and who could forget Dinger Tuesdays. Player hits is a popular one, and then regarding pitching specifically, it's player strikeouts. Again, probably the most fun one to bet on. So what that leaves us is a ton of player props that aren't bet on a lot that you can really find some market inefficiencies. Number one is probably walks. It's boring to bet on because it's not exciting if a pitcher throws a walk. But if there's a pitcher that struggles with his control, I mean, this guy, Kyle Freeland, his over is pretty juiced, -145, -155. That's one. Player outs is another one that's not super exciting. If you're going to bet on a pitcher, it's likely that you're just going to bet on their strikeouts and not their total outs or their walks. So those are 2 pitcher ones that I really like. And what that leaves us is a ton of options for batter props. So the 2, I'm not saying to avoid entirely, but the 2 most popular ones are home runs and hits allowed. So that leaves a lot of options, right? It leaves player runs, player RBIs, singles, stolen bases, just total bases in general. I personally love looking at the triples. Obviously, the odds are going to be so heavily juiced because triples happen so infrequently, but if you can hit one, I mean, that's even more exciting than hitting a home run. You're hitting like a 10-leg parlay at that point. Not actually, maybe 5, but still, really exciting. So what I like to do when trying to identify a player prop that I think is worth betting, what I'll do is I'll look at the OddsJam positive EV page, and this will just provide any example where you're getting a mathematically profitable bet. So this first one here is on strikeouts. Obviously, as I mentioned, it's one of the more popular ones. But if this is a true positive EV bet and this +134 on FanDuel is a true outlier, there's still some value there. But then you see like total bases for David Peralta with Joe Adele. These are ones that I love to click into and see if they're valuable. So I have that first one up here, right? David Peralta. The play was on the over stolen bases, and you can see this one is a really valuable bet because every other book prices it at +145 with Caesars at +155, and we're getting it all the way up at +175 on PointsBet. So this is a perfect example of how you can find a less popular bet and take advantage of a market inefficiency with a sportsbook. This one is a tried and true positive expected value bet. This is one that I would really recommend, and as I mentioned, it was on the player basis. So this is how you could take advantage of these weird, unique markets to really find some valuable bets. And that's all I got for you. So let me know what you think. You can hit me up at my Twitter handle below. If you also love betting these markets, I would love to hear it. You can also comment on the video, provide your feedback that way. Other than that, would appreciate a like on the video and if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. But as far as this video goes, that is all I got for you. So thanks for watching and have a good one.